Things just got tiny, like really tiny. The Insta360 Go is the latest action camera from Insta360 and it's smaller than the size of my thumb. It shoots photos, videos, slow motion, hyperlapses, all with perfect stabilization with a simple tap, or two, or three. It has advanced AI editing where the app automatically edits punchy videos out of your footage. Oh, and did you notice? I never said the word 360. That's because this isn't a 360 camera. The Go is Insta360's first step into the wider action camera market. Will it be a success or a flop? I'll give you my initial thoughts in this video. However, things can and will change in the next few months. So hit that subscribe button for the latest updates on this bite-sized action camera. First off, the main unique selling point of the Go is its size and portability. Being the size of your little finger and weighing only 18.3 grams, this is the world's smallest stabilized action camera. It's so small that shooting with it handheld feels like risky business because you might drop it if you have butterfingers. This is where the hands-free system comes in. It comes with a magnetic base that you wear as a necklace behind your shirt, then the camera clips onto the front of your shirt, meaning you can shoot 100% hands-free and get a cool shot like this one. The actual physical quality of the camera feels really good. While I don't think it would survive if I dropped it straight on the lens, the magnet seems strong enough that it shouldn't be knocked off easily if you mounted it to your body. It also comes with a bunch of other accessories if you wanted to mount it elsewhere. Insta360 are pushing the Go as a camera that captures short, punchy clips of the best bits of your day, which is then edited in the app into a short, punchy video like this one. How are you? Long time no see. Woo! Cool man, see you later. Have a good one. I've got to say, this is damn cool. I can already see myself becoming a better filmmaker through implementing this style that caters to that hyper short attention span. The downside though of this feature is that they're currently limiting recording lengths to 15 and 30 seconds only. You press the button, it records for 15 or 30 seconds, it stops. That's not good. I mean, look, the effect is cool and I'll definitely make these kinds of videos, but I really hope they change this and allow us to shoot for at least 5 minutes. I would have totally used this camera in my previous video when Peter and I were at the top of an amusement park ride in Barcelona capturing 360 shots. It would have been really cool to not have to worry about being the camera operator as well as focusing on what I'm doing. However, to use this, I would have needed at least 5 minutes of continuous recording time since it was a 5-minute ride and I didn't want to miss a second of it in case something good happened. I think they probably will change this if enough people request it, so don't be shy to let them know what you think. A redeeming feature I think in that kind of situation is its instant or almost instant recording. When it's off, you press the button once, the video starts rolling within 2 seconds. That's fast. It also has the exact same feature for photos, hyperlapses, and slow motion, meaning you don't need a phone to operate it. As usual, it's got the awesome stabilization that Insta360 have pioneered with their 360 cameras, and they've brought it to a tiny little action camera. I also noticed you can move the camera in any direction and it will always keep the horizon level, which is pretty handy. It means you can mount it in any way you like. By the way, it's got to be said, walking around with this thing attached to your chest is a little bit awkward. I'm feeling a mixture of two emotions. One, that I'm half man, half camera, and two, I feel like strangers are gonna look at me funny because I'm spying on them. So I've been trying to play this thing down as much as possible. Speaking of tiny, the onboard memory is 8 gigabytes. That's also tiny, but they do claim you can get 200 short clips with it. Then you save them to your phone and it clears the memory. How workable that is, I don't know yet. Another limitation you get with such a tiny camera is the resolution. It shoots just over full HD, which is below average in 2019. Different cameras have different unique selling points, and this is not a camera you'd buy if high resolution is your priority. On a phone screen, the shots actually look really impressive, but I wouldn't use it for anything other than social media content or action camera type content. It comes with this charging box thing where it magnetically snaps in place and the camera begins charging wirelessly. It has a micro USB port on the side where you can charge the charger before you go out. Then in between shots, you leave the camera charging and the charger is still small enough to easily fit in your pocket. I really like this, and it's going to help get better battery life out of such a tiny camera with a tiny little battery. I haven't pushed it to its limits yet, but they claim between a charge case and a charge camera, you can get 3.5 total charges, which last around a day of regular use. It has a connector on the other side of the charging case for attaching your phone. Here I'm using a lightning connector, but they also have micro USB and USB-C versions. I do like how compact and easy this whole setup is, apart from the fact that you can't use it with your phone case still on. For me, that's pretty annoying, but it's not a deal breaker. Here's the app, and here's how I edited the video from earlier. I went to Stories, and here you have the option to create a custom edit, and here they give you a bunch of presets based on how many shots you have. So I'm going to choose this one and then use this theme. It recommends shots, or you can choose them manually. And now the AI is kicking in and it's guessing the best bits of each clip and putting them together into a stylish little video. I prefer to do this manually, so in my Stories, I've got my whole editing timeline here. So here you can see all of my shots one by one that I trimmed to be the perfect length, and then you can add transitions in between to bridge the two clips together. So I'm going to try this transition here, and there you go, it gives you a little preview, and so on. I really like this editing timeline. I literally did the video you saw earlier in 20 minutes while in bed before I went to sleep last night. I've noticed a lot of people hating on companies like Insta360 for innovating and coming out with new cameras on a regular basis, claiming it makes the previous camera useless and irrelevant. And while I get that, let's not forget that Insta360's previous camera, the One X, is the most developed and updated 360 camera to date. And they're not going to stop with that. Look at them side by side, they're so cute. It's like the One X had a little white baby. Hello, Papa. Quit stealing my thunder. Screw you, Papa. No. The Go isn't a replacement of the One X. I know we were all expecting the One X2, but it's not. It's a different kind of camera for a different purpose. Insta360 are clearly trying to enter a much wider camera category, and that's the non-360 action camera market. They're taking the awesome stabilization of their existing 360 cameras and applying the same technology to a traditional flat camera. So who is this cute little camera for? I'd say it's for any video creator who needs a hands-free perspective. Whether you want a cool point of view shot when you're doing something interesting, or you're into sports and you want a camera that's light and easy to mount to your body. Will this little thing become the next big thing? I'd say if the resolution was 4K or above, then yes, definitely. It would easily be its closest competition like DJI and GoPro's latest cameras. So while I don't think it wins in the resolution or image quality category, it does win for form factor and having a great app that edits cool videos for you. The price of the Go is $200, so if you need a good B-roll camera to support another kind of camera you might have, like a DSLR or a 4K action camera, then this is it. Or if you like the idea of having a hands-free camera with a really small presence, yeah, this is also it. I'm going to call this the ultimate B-roll camera for everyday situations. I'll put a link to get the Go for the best price possible down in the description. Now I do still think the One X is worth buying if you have $400. It has its advantages and disadvantages over the Go, just like the Go has its advantages and disadvantages over the One X. If you want to learn more about the One X, I've got a ton of videos about it on my channel, so check them out. So, what do you think about the Insta360 Go? Revolutionary or just a bite-sized gimmick? Let me know down there. More info soon. Laters.